Following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's get to Tom in Pittsburgh. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I want to tell you that listening to you, Steve, and also Larry turned my laptop into a money machine.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man. How long have you been listening?
Well, you know what? I lived in Tampa.
Okay.
And I started listening to you back in 2000. That's when I first found you. I've been listening ever since.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you being out there.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. Safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Cultivate wisdom. You don't need to accumulate knowledge to become wise. Anyone can become wise. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, and you respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by what? By your heart, not your head. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 206, Nasdaq up 57, S&P's up 23, gold contract up $34, trading at $1,764 an ounce. Silver up 55 cents at $34.51 an ounce. Platinum up $36 at $1,640 an ounce. Copper up a penny at $3.59 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1.56 at $94.07 a barrel. Bonds down 29 ticks at 140.27. King dollar down 25 ticks at 76.93. Euro up 67 at 138.14. And the yen up 4 at 78.09. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. It was a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? S&Ps go up 23 bucks. We do it on 1 billion shares. Now, this is what you're doing, folks. You're going into your downdraft that had 1.1, and then you're going into the updraft that had 1.4. Bottom line, S&Ps, though, they are in the upper side of this range. So that's saying, yes, you can go up there and test those highs once again. We have come down, however, with volume, up on lighter volume, depending on how much further this baby wants to get up. It's still, at this point, an ABC structure on the way down. That's your S&P. We go over to the Dow Industrials. You take a look at the Dow. Same setup in the Dow. Dow goes up 208 bucks. We came off the bottom. Contracted volume, same setup. Nasdaq Composite. You take a look at the composite. What we did in the composite is this. You're up 57 bucks. You're going into the downdraft as well as the highs. We're doing that with 2 billion shares versus 1.8 and 2.8. So what you have here is this. When you're going into what we did not reject the lows of those highs. That lows us, so that's saying that, yes, you're coming into a Friday, they got Groupon going out tomorrow. Bottom line is that, yeah, they can press them. There's no 2 ways about it. We take a look at some of the high volume stocks out here today. Well, first off, we'll go over to the bond market first. We'll take a look at the bond market. Bonds out here, folks, what we had out here today in the bond market. Price spread out here in the bond market. There she is. Price spread was from $1.40.16, 140.16 to 143.03. You did 346,000 contracts. What you're doing here, and it won't back off. What you're doing here, you're getting ready to charge into that 147. We go over to the dollar index. Now, this is the wild one. We're going to talk with Dave from Clearwater in a second about this. Dollar index today, this is what it did. You had a high price out there of 77.68. We had a low of 77.75. You're at 76.93 right now. We pushed into the Tuesday highs, and that's pushing in with volume. Now, it couldn't break them, but when you're pushing with volume, that's saying that baby wants to go higher. Let's go to our man with Dave in Clearwater. Hey, Dave, what's happening, brother?
King Dollar is holding on there, Tom. King Dollar is holding on.
Well, it's holding on. You know, let's talk about this a little, because what should have happened here today, folks, is King Dollar. When I say should have, the bottom line, King Dollar should have basically got over its highs. The reason I'm saying that is that what you had out here this morning, folks, is this. This morning, European Central Bank came down 0.25% in their rates. Bottom line, the euro gave it up first, came all the way back, gave it up again at the end of the close. I suspect it's going to give it up. So technically it's set up, meaning the euro to give it up. Fundamentally, it's absolutely set up. You get lower interest rates, that puts weaker currency. Well, we'll see how that dollar performs the next couple of days. I would have rather that it performed today, Dave. I like the idea that it had so much volume pushing into the high, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to put it on a dollars chart, if you put it on a daily chart, it almost looks like, hey, it came down on accelerated volume until you break it down into the 10 and 15-minute charts, and you see that charge was towards the 77.50 high. I was wondering if I could get you to put the dollar index on an hourly chart, take it back about 4 or 5 days, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. And in fact, one of our targets saying here that I'm sounding like Larry Kudlow on CNBC. King Dollar. Well, just to go back, folks, I'm the guy, I was on with Kudlow trade and telling him that it was King Dollar, and he was in shock. And you can go look at that clip. And that was about 4 months ago.
I was going to say, he was bearish on the dollar when I saw it, because I actually saw your interview.
No, that's right. When I was on that night, I told him, hey, it's go long America, go long the dollar. And he's looking at me like, are you kidding?
Yeah, and then he knows how right then he cut to, I forgot the other guy, but he instantly went to the other guy because he's like, man, Tom's nuts. This guy's nuts. Absolutely. So I know, I remember it. I'm like, wow, I guess, because I'm a big fan of Kudlow. I was like, wow, I guess Larry didn't dig that comment. But
no, I think he did, but I think he was just, I think it was like, hold it, what do you mean? Because, anyway. So, okay, tell me what we're doing now.
What I'm asking for a favor here. This is what I was thinking about, or actually what I did, and I think you and I are on the same page. If you wouldn't mind, look at put it on an hourly. The bar is 10 a.m., October 26th. We made, in that scenario, at that swing point, about 7,800 contracts on a surge up.
Okay.
Okay, and then it breaks down, and then our friends in Japan kick it into high gear, and then it gets up over that. And it seems like, unless I'm misreading this chart, it seems like that was the benchmark. It retested it on yesterday around 9 a.m. for about 3,900 contracts. Went up a little bit, came back down, tested it again at 11 a.m. on 3,000 contracts. Goes back up, comes back down again today. Tests it on 7,800 at the approximate 7 o'clock time frame. 7 o'clock,
yes.
Or excuse me, 8 o'clock time frame, my bad.
No,
and
that's
then
right.
goes back up, tests it again at the 1 o'clock time frame on 3,600 contracts.
On nothing, exactly.
Yeah, am I missing this, Tom? This says go north. This says go along.
That's
the
right.
ball.
What he's looking at, folks, is this. If you're watching Tiger TV, what I have up on here in Tiger TV right now is I have 9 days up in a 10-minute time frame. And what Dave just did, folks, he is doing the correlation between how you're going up versus you're going down. And the biggest part of this is what he just said, is that the test at the end of the day was anemic. And what you also have is that it's developed a new floor. The new floor is pretty clean, too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, well, not only that, but if you go back and go back a ways, I mean, like, take it all the way into, or not a little ways, but a little bit of time back, go back to, like, October 12th on the hourly. I mean, it's bebopping up and down on the 77 before it finally broke down, got back above ice.
That's right.
It seems like it's been testing ice at 77 for the last couple of days. Am I missing something?
No. You're just missing the bebop, man.
Yeah, no doubt. The last question I would like to ask you, because I've been leaving some money on the table, Tom. I've put my stops too tight, and I'm getting stopped out, and it's missing the train here. Where would you put? I went long the dollar this afternoon.
Right.
At hang on, let me get it here in front of me. I went long at 76.80. Where would you put your stop?
Okay, so let's see here. You get 76.80. Are you trading the dollar index? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, sir. I am along the dollar index as we're having this conversation.
There's a couple of different things that you got to do here. There's no reason to basically, let's see, there it is right there, 76.26. Where I'm going with this, see where I'm going? I'm going over to the 31st of October.
Okay.
And the high of that you know, it's not that you got a huge amount of volume there, okay? But if it gets into that, then it's like, okay, you know, that's going to break down there. You follow me?
Right.
Be way too much of a breakdown. You know, and that's not bad. That's only $0.50 you're putting in there. You know, what you do have to do, this is where this gets a little bit fast fingers in this, and I know you want to stay in, and I want to stay in too. But what does happen is that because it's moving around so much, you know, if you get 2 contracts or 4 contracts, you might want to sell half of that out as they go up. They come back, you buy another one, you sell it out again, you buy. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, because this volatility is going to continue, man. You know,
especially looking at how the euro traded today. I mean, talk about movement up, movement down.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, no doubt about it, man. And
awesome.
The euro, what you have with the euro, folks. So check this out. This morning is pretty amazing. You had there's a new president of the European Central Bank. He came out, brought the rates down 0.25%, which he has to because they're broke, okay? Then turned around and said that, no, they're going to put a temporary halt on their bond buying. You know, the bottom line is that the European Union has big problems. You know, my larger take is, you've probably heard it this morning, though, that, you know, Greece is going to tell, you know, the European Union to take a hike, man. They're not going to pay them. They're going to default on their deal. They're going to take the euros they have, they'll turn them into drachmas, and they'll be off to the races, man. And you know
Absolutely.
what? They won't even get hurt, folks. The banks are making like the people in Greece will get hurt. They won't get hurt.
No, it's the people, it's the banks in Germany and the banks in France that are going to take the hit. For the most
big
part.
time. Huge. Forget it.
You got time for one more question?
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind, on a 10-minute chart, pull up the NQs. It looks like it made a bearish Gartley, but kind of in a little bit in no man's land. It finished out the pattern in between the 618 and the 786.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it is.
So, what are your thoughts on that? When it's in no man's land like that, what does Tom O'Brien do?
Well, that's not really no man's land. I mean, if you look at this, you know, now I got it up in a 10-minute. If you're watching on Tiger TV, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
I'm in my car at the moment with the computer. I got the computer in front of me. Though.
No,
I got
stop! I gotta kill you. You're driving with the car, with the computer in the car. Get your eyes off that computer, man.
Dude, that's mobile trading platform, baby.
Oh my God.
That's TFNN mobile.
No. Oh man, no, you can't do that. We want you alive and kicking, man. You're too much fun. Okay. See, when I'm looking at this, Dave, right? This is all this really has done is gone into the 31st. And you see the contracts there are 7,000 contracts, and the last tick went into them with 4,300.
Right.
It's not a bad setup, man.
That's what I was thinking. But
Yeah.
I looked at that, but I also looked at the dollar, and I'm like, man, I think the dollar's a little bit cleaner on the TAD.
Well, it is. No, right now, let me tell you something. The dollar is, to me, an easier trade right now. That's what's going on. Because, see, what's interesting, even when they're goosing this market today, I was looking, I says, oh, they haven't croaked the dollar yet. I mean, they got it down from the high, but they haven't croaked it yet. Cooking, brother.
Thanks for taking my call, Tom.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.